We think there are a host of applications in the imaging space which would benefit from some of the advantages conferred from quantum technology, quantum techniques. So quantum entanglement, wavelength translation, the ability to illuminate an object with one wavelength of light and detect that light and image it in another, the ability to reduce the amount of noise in an image so that we can illuminate under low, or take images, gather images under much lower light conditions than is normally possible. All of those confer significant advantages in the imaging, many imaging areas that we're trying to work with our industrial partners on. The approach we're trying to take to that is to work with our industrial colleagues on some novel techniques for imaging, and they include the use of single pixel cameras and the opportunities if you can time photons as well as count them. We think that if we get our industrial partners excited with those new ways of imaging, then they will in themselves have benefits which will open up new markets, and then by introducing the quantum technologies and quantum approaches that I've talked about, we can actually enhance those benefits and open up even more markets. So that's the approach we're taking, that's why we're excited by it. Obviously my academic colleagues are really enthused about their opportunities to see their basic research come out into real products and contribute to innovation. I'm really excited by the level of industrial engagement that this quantum program has managed to get from industry at what is a very early stage. The scientific community, I think, is now recognised that funders have charged us with a responsibility to get our basic science into industrial innovation and to make economic and societal impact from it. But as an engineer myself, I've been involved in that process for a long, long time, and I think the beauty of this program is the fact that A, it's an imperative, and B, that the funders are giving us a lot of freedom as to how we go about achieving that industrial engagement. So our approach is to try to excite our industrial collaborators with some novel imaging technologies so that we have them fully engaged in the program and willing to wait for a little bit longer to see what the quantum space will open up for them, as opposed to waiting for 5 years until all the scientific work is done and we can deliver something into their hands. It's that engagement process, continuous engagement process, and their excitement in the potential of this technology that I find really I'm very enthusiastic about. One of the advantages of the approach that we're taking, because we're essentially market building by talking to companies at an early stage about what, for example, the single pixel technology or the photon counting technology will enable. They can then start to explore new market opportunities. We're engaging with end users of imaging technology. So, for example, the exploration industry is extremely keen to see what quantum enhanced imaging can do for them in terms of sensing gravity and so forth. And so that process of identifying what the market opportunity is, what the scale of it might be, what the competitive edge could be, is already ongoing in our hub, and I think enabled by the approach we're taking to demonstrate utility and the opportunities that quantum enhancement brings.